Welcome to our weekly edition of Australian Immigration News. This show is proudly brought to you by Australian Immigration Law Services, the company I founded in the heart of Sydney more than 26 years ago. Now that the Labor government has been swept into power with a large majority, it will have a clear mandate to continue the policies they initiated during their first term. Regarding immigration, they can no longer blame the coalition for the state of the migration system. Soon after the election, the PM seemed to be looking forward to continuing to fix the mess they inherited within the Department of Home Affairs.
In the last 3 years, we had a clear mandate to govern. We had a lot to turn around. Can I make this point? One of the things that will make this term, I think, satisfying and raises the prospect of further progress rather than protest is the fact that the bureaucracy had been gutted. You know, the immigration system was just a mess.
So under Labor's second term, we can expect continuity rather than upheaval. When the new immigration ministers are appointed next week, the focus won't be on individual achievements. Instead, the party will continue implementing the policy reforms established after Labor's first talkfest, which resulted in the current migration strategy. Some issues identified then still remain unresolved. On a positive note, the planning levels for 2025 to the 2026 financial year are set at approximately 185,000, similar to this financial year. This figure will be divided between the family and the skilled migration programs and has yet to be decided. Overall, the migration strategy remains the guiding policy for the government's direction. The Labor Party now faces the reality that a demand-driven model for permanent residency via the employer-sponsored 186 visa is likely to outpace available places. We can expect a significant increase in the number of 186 visas to meet the demand, possibly at the expense of the 189 visa, which may see some places cut. The 189 visa itself is set for a revamp, with a new points test likely to be introduced soon, and perhaps a new name. There's little motivation to continue issuing mass invitations based upon the current outdated points table. Additionally, Labor abolished the significant investor visa last year, and it's unlikely they'll revive it. When the new ministers are sworn in, likely there will be a number of changes announced shortly to show the public Labor is on the job of reforming the migration space. Rising student visa application fees starting from the 1st of July 2025, and the fees will increase significantly from $1,600 to $2,000. New legislation will be introduced to prevent students from switching courses. The government is planning to introduce regulations to stop students from moving from degree courses to trade courses. They'll introduce their plans for the new skilled migration points test with an implementation date probably later on this year, and a review of the regional migration settings, where regional Australia is eager to secure a larger share of the migration intake. Quick adjustments to the working holiday visa program are seen as a better way to serve regional needs. Last year's discussion paper proposed several key measures for regional Australia, including tripling the number of permanent places for regional migration. However, this is not likely to begin so soon after the election. Extending the DARMA designated area migration agreements to support local workforce requirements, and prioritising regional processing applications, and expanding and improving the Pacific Australia Labour Mobility Scheme, known as PALM. There is significant pressure to reduce the backlog in the family visa program, particularly for partner visas. The demand for more skilled migrants remains strong, and lowering processing times, especially for the regional skilled visas, is crucial. The prolonged processing times for the 191 visa is unacceptable and must not reach the excessively long delays experienced with the 887 visa in the past. The 491 visa holders have already been counted in the planning levels, so there is no reason to delay 191 visa processing. Australian citizens and permanent residents who have sponsored their partners should now be contacting their newly elected federal MPs and express concerns about these processing delays, especially since the law states processing should not be capped. Regarding the backlog of permanent parent visas, recent applications for contributing parent visas are facing a wait time of 15 years and more. The Labor government is now considering shifting towards a more temporary, lower cost options. While the temporary 870 parent visa already exists, it is expensive. Many would welcome a reduction of the visa fee, provided it doesn't come at the expense of scrapping the permanent pathway altogether. The backlog of applications for the old 482 visa is another disgrace. Employers who have invested heavily to secure the workers they need are rightly concerned. And finally, there's also the backlog in the review process within the ART, with tens of thousands of applications still waiting to be processed. Ministerial Direction 105 outlines which applications are prioritised based upon nominated occupations. While health and education have been on the list for some time, what about the industry which perhaps has the greatest need of all? Housing and construction. Where are the workers we most desperately need to build the homes to address the housing crisis? From the immigration policy perspective, it seems this crisis is being ignored. Housing industries have been calling for more construction workers, but there is some doubt about the sincerity of these appeals. An article in The Australian yesterday noted that out of 166,830 people in Australia on a temporary skilled worker visa, only 4,229 are employed in the home building trade. This is a stark mismatch that highlights the ongoing problem. When I discussed Ministerial Direction 109 with the Masters Builders Association and questioned why the government has not been implementing it, I was met with disinterest. For those who missed it, Direction 109 was designed to give priority processing to construction workers, but it was swiftly withdrawn from the Immigration Department's website as quickly as it was released. The Labor government claims it is working hard to build more houses, yet it refuses to prioritise construction workers, an approach that seems outright absurd. Undoubtedly, building unions may be influencing or pulling the strings behind the scenes, which could be contributing to this situation. Overall, Labor winning power is a relief for the common sense approach of a well-balanced migration program. Peter Dutton's policies about migration were divisive, and his approach has been thoroughly rejected by the Australian public. Proceeding forward with the migration strategy is a good thing, but not at the cost of treating our international temporary residents unfairly. Indeed, fairness needs to become the new prime directive of the Department of Home Affairs with regard to immigration policies. Next week, we will cover who are our new Department of Home Affairs and Immigration Ministers. Whoever they are, they will need to work quickly to implement the reforms already on the table and those yet to be announced. We will be waiting and make sure all of our viewers can find out what's going on in the world of Australian immigration. Subscribe and stay tuned so you won't miss a thing. As always, take care out there and I'll see you next time. So bye for now.